Hi everybody. So continuing to work on the retrofitted stiffeners into the left wing. I should technically call this a left wing video, shouldn't I? Well, it doesn't matter. So here I am. In the last video I was making all of those stiffeners, and now I am match drilling the stiffeners into the right skin. Here are club mechanics coming in to take a look at my handiwork. He was very impressed. I was very happy with it. And here we are pushing in another plane to get worked on. This one's a much longer story, and I'll get to that later, but not a lot of time in this video, so let's get on to this. So match drill the stiffeners into place, and everything fit very properly, and now deburring all the holes. Now, one problem with not having the doublers in place. So in the right wing, we put doublers, an extended doubler, into place. And so handling the top skin during construction was very simple. All we did was simply countersink those holes just like the rest, because there was three levels of metal. Here we don't have that. Here we only have the top skin and then the stiffeners. Which begs the question, okay, so how do you secure those stiffeners in place? Well, you're not going to countersink the top skin. No, that won't work. So what we're doing, and what you see me doing right here, is I'm using the Pop Rivet 3/32 dimpler set, which you've seen me use before. Basically, it's using it's a dimple die set that uses a pop riveter, and makes the dimple that way. It's not quite as good as doing like a real dimple die or using the DRDD2 as you see here, but it works pretty well. And now I apologize, because the rest of the video where I was actually riveting those in place has been lost, and so now you just fast forwarded to when the stiffeners are already done. So basically, it was just use the dimple die on it, the pop rivet dimple die, and you then dimple, of course, the new stiffeners, prime, and then rivet. And I used 426 3.5, which is your standard skin rivet, and everything's in place. So now fast forward to it's time to work on the actual skin. So here you see me removing the bluing from the leading edge, which is a much bigger pain in the ass than it actually looks. You also saw me doing a little bit of filing of the area where the landing light is. So the hole that's cut for the landing light is done in a very jagged manner, which is kind of shocking. And I mentioned this in the last time when we were doing this, is that of all the cuts on all the pieces of metal, that one's like the absolute worst. I don't know if fans doing it after it's bent. I'm not sure how they're cutting it, but they're cutting it, and it must be after it's bent. I'm thinking it must be, because you're looking at a really bent piece of metal there. I don't think you could actually bend that piece of metal if you had that hole already cut out. And because you notice when they bend certain pieces of metal where there's a cutout, normally there's excess metal that you have to have there, or when they start to do the bend, the metal will just start getting weird. Sorry, that was my camera going off. Anyway, so I just filed that down and everything's good. And here you see me deburring all the holes for the skin. And then we're just going to keep deburring those holes and deburring the skin on both sides, and then doing the dimpling, which is going to be the next video or two at least. So I will, just going to finalize out with a little bit of deburring, and I'll see you guys soon.